Well, hello YouTube. It is we are back in the shop and it is December. You know, some say the most wonderful time of the year. And it is. Yeah, last month in October was kind of, it was kind of anti-plane, working on the plane. But we're in the shop today and that's all that really matters. So today we are going to finish, well, not finish, but we're going to finish riveting the other side where we left off using our thing. But more importantly, I'll show you this. When I was riveting this last November, I told Richard was in the shop with me, and I said, Richard, I need to stop because I'm going to do something incredibly stupid. And then I proceeded to do something incredibly stupid. I riveted these in. Well, the problem is there's a piano hinge that needs to be riveted in here that allows the elevator trim to move up and down. So these all have to come out, hence this guy. So I am going to be removing rivets quite a bit today. And lesson learned. And so yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. I gotta get that fixed. Gosh, it's just, and you know what kills me? No joke. Let me get out of the light. I was telling, get out of the light. Go towards the light. No, get out of the light. So when I was doing that, I literally stopped and I told Richard, who was in here, Richard hangs out with me in the shop, or keep me company, because I guess me, myself, and I is not healthy. So I need to have a real human in here talking to me. Another human, not a real human, another human. So, but before I even made that big mistake, I was like, I need to stop because I feel like I'm gonna make a mistake. And sure enough, I did it. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna remove those rivets. I still gotta flip the piece over and do the other side. If you guys remember from my last video, here's the special bucking bar that goes up in there, extra long to get up in there and then get those riveted. So if I can get these removed without making the hole any bigger, get out of that light, and get the other side done, we'll just see what we can do from there, right? So yeah, another screw up. One of these days I'll figure it out and maybe build an airplane. So like always though, this plane's not going to build itself. I appreciate you guys coming to the shop today. I'm going to be removing rivets, and maybe for those who are too lazy and don't want to go watch some of my earlier videos, maybe I'll show you that process as far as removing a rivet, a flush rivet. So yeah, so there we go, back to work. So YouTube, I figured I'd get this done, show you how to do remove a flush. I got all these to do. Thank God I made some mistakes, so I got this down. So a flush rivet, unlike a rounded head rivet, it's a different technique. First thing is you got to take a center punch, and they call it a center punch for a reason, because you want to try to get this punch into the center of the rivet. And I'll show you there. Give it a good whack, 2 whacks, and it creates that little dimple. And then what you do, I'm going to show you. So you use the size down drill, because you don't want to you don't want to see these holes here on this side. You don't want to oblong those holes. The goal is not to go through. A lot of guys will drive their drill all the way through. That is not the goal. The goal is, and I can't do this with the video camera, so the goal is I'll drill this out just enough to break the surface, and then I'll show you the next step after that. All right, YouTube. So what happens when you go all the way through? So that is a defect, and I'll show you. We have oops rivets that will, and what you do is you drill it out and you put a bigger size rivet in there, because you don't want that. See how that's oblong? So I'll repair that. No big deal. But what you're trying to do is get it so that you can break this little piece off right here, like that, using one of these. If you go too far, it will do something. You risk the chance of that. I can repair that. No, I'm not concerned about it. But that's what you do. So you guys can't see it, but there's the other piece on the bottom here. And then you use these guys to, these are flat, go in there and pull those out. But the secret is to cut it, is to just break its, what I call break its back. So you drill into it, and then you should be able to take your punch and just wedge it, just pop it right out. And that's how you remove those rivets. So I've got a lot more to do and everything. Yeah, this is oblong. A lot of guys will freak out about this. Oh, I gotta send it back. You don't have to send it back. I will show you how to, well, what you do is you drill this out and you put a bigger rivet in it. Or you can use what they call an oops rivet, which is if you want to have the heads the same size, an oops rivet has a bigger shank, or it's this size versus this size. So it fills that hole because you want the void. So it's a wider shank to go in there, but the head is small, and that's called an oops rivet. It's my first oops rivet on this plane, so that's not too bad, you know, out of all of the rivets that I've done. That's the first one that I've done like that. And it just happened that I had my oops rivets there. So for those who are not visually impaired but don't understand the concept, if you look at this rivet compared to the rivet that goes in there, let me see the size difference. Because where this is oblong like that, you're not going to get good contact. So see the size difference? So you drill this out and you use this rivet in that hole. It won't fit now because it's got to be drilled out. That hole's got to be cleaned up and squared up. But if you look at the head, the part that you actually see if I can hold this up, if I can get it to balance, they're exactly the same diameter. So it looks consistent on the rivet line, so you don't have a bigger rivet. Normally what you would do is you just put a bigger rivet in here, but of course with a bigger rivet you have a bigger head. So this way it allows you, these are called oops rivets, same head diameter, but the shank, as you can see, is quite a bit bigger. So that's what I got to do on that hole there, because I ogged it out. You know, a lot of guys, I want to stress, they'll freak out when they see this. The secret though is you do have to still drill this out, because you want to get rid of where it's oblonged right there, that edge. So you got to drill this out to make, you know, for this rivet. And then yeah, you continue on. No reason in scrapping the part over that. Easily fixable, and this is a very appropriate fix for this type of screw up. All right, so I gotta get back to work, get these other ones out, and hopefully I only have to do one oops rivet. All right, YouTube, here we go. A lot of rinse and repeat. Once again, you will learn that as you build your RV, or as you watch me build this RV. Same thing over and over again. So tonight we were able to get this the spar. This is the back spar. We got that in. These are blind riveted in, which was relatively easy, especially when you have the right tool, which is right there, the little pneumatic rivet gun. Once again, I got tools. I like tools. I can tell you that guy right there will definitely be beneficial to you. You know, pneumatic rivet gun. I got that one off of Amazon. Not that expensive. You don't have to go out and buy an aircraft grade pneumatic riveter as far as that goes, blind riveter. So got these in. Got one side done per the instructions. So what I did is, per the instructions, you leave the last 6 or 7 on one side, 6 on the other. Leave them there. So I just Clecoed them together and then put tape to say, hey, stop. So whatever works, right? And everything. So I got that done. I did Cleco the leading edge. Like I said, I'm gonna hold off on the leading edges. So there's some foam inside this triangle here. If you look at it, it's a triangle. There are some foam wedges that go inside there. And when this isn't Cleco together, you can spread it apart and set them in there. And so what I'm going to do, because I've got the Pro Seal in the tube that you mix up, and it's like a caulking tube. So I'm gonna do all my leading edges, and then you Pro Seal those wedges inside these to give it some support. They're just foam, so I'm gonna do that all at once to save on the Pro Seal, because one tube of Pro Seal will easily do a full wing. If you guys remember when I did the leading edge on that guy there, the horizontal stabilizer, or the vertical stabilizer there, the rudder. It's the rudder, not the horizontal, but the rudder. Gosh, I learned my herb. Like, I gotta go back and take that test over again. So on the rudder, I literally wasted 3/4 of a tube on that. So I'm kind of estimating it's going to be about the same with what I have to do on the leading edges here. So like I said, so I'm going to do everything at once on both. So I'll get both of them mocked up and ready to go. So for tomorrow's operation, like I said, I got to flip it over, got to do the same thing, got to rivet these in. I was able to use my seat, this riveter here. It was able to reach inside there without any issue, get the hose out of the way. So that definitely was really nice, and everything. So tomorrow I will flip it over, repeat, rinse, repeat, and then yeah, we'll do the next step, whatever it is, whatever it may be. So like always, I appreciate you guys joining me in the shop today. Richard's here as well. He's over there keeping me company. Like I said, he figured it probably wasn't healthy for me talking to myself. So he came in and kept me company, but I appreciate you guys joining me on the video. If you have any questions, any concerns or anything like that, leave them in the comment section. I will try to answer them. And like always, I appreciate, I really do. You guys are, you help keep me motivated. It's not your fault that I haven't been in here. Like I said, we will fix this. I will show you guys specifically how to fix this one. We talked about that using the Oops rivet. I do have it in my notes to include that when we get there. So the next operation is we got to rivet the other side, and then I got to cut the hinge, the hinge, piano hinge for this, and then we will start working on getting the trim tab put in for the elevator. So that's it. Be well, be safe, and like always, God bless you.